I did a video on TikTok talking about the Aves once before, and someone came to my comment section to reply that the Guans were the first people to settle in present-day Ghana. But at that time, I did not know anything concerning the Guan, the history of the Guan, so I did not reply. Thanks to God that we have Osman for Benjamin here with me. So I'm here with Osman for Benjamin to ask him questions about the Guans, the history of the Guans. How come they were the first people to settle in the present-day Ghana? The name Guan, where did they derive the name from? How come they were here? So let me, without wasting my time, let me go to Osman for Benjamin. Then he give us his history for today. Togbe Wezo. Thank you very much for giving me another opportunity to come closer to you. This time around, in our previous video, we've delved into religion, Bible. Now this time around, let's come back to our own history, because people have been saying that if you don't know who you are, if you don't know your roots, that means you don't know who actually you are.
That's right.
We are starting from the people of the Guans, the first people to settle in Ghana here. Is it true that the Guans are the first people to settle in the present-day Ghana?
Thank you very much for this question. And I am happy now you have me here. The question you are asking, it's true that the Guans were the first people to settle on this planet, this part of Africa we call Ghana today.
Okay.
So these Guans have their different dialects and their different tribes. Like when you go to, let's say, the Akosombo area, there are other Guans called Enum.
Enum, yeah.
Yes, they have their own dialect. When you come to the mountains here, we have Latte.
And they are also Guans.
They are also Guans, but they speak different dialect from those who are in Ebrew, Ukugwa, Dewu, and other places like Edukrum and others. These people that I've mentioned from Ebrew to Edukrum, they all speak the same dialect.
Okay.
They all speak the same dialect. But when you come to Latte, they have their different way of speaking that language. Then when you go to the north, we have the Gonja. It was not just that we moved just one day or 2 days or continuously straightforward, landed on this place. We passed other places looking for settlement. So when they get to this point, they feel that place will be better, and when they assess and get to know that no, that place is not good, they have to be there maybe a year or two, and they are not satisfied with the place, they have to move away and look for another better settlement. So that is how the thing happened, you see. So even the Guans did not land here straightforward. They also passed some areas, and as the place was not suited, does not suit their culture and living standard, they have to move till they came down here, which was called Guinea by then.
This present day, Ghana was then called Guinea.
Oh yes, people will argue with me, but I will prove them wrong.
Because
it was, the whole land was originally called Guinea. You see, if you are doubting, there is a place in the sea that is named the Gulf of Guinea, which is in Ghana.
So why are they calling it Gulf of Guinea?
Why are they calling it the Gulf of Guinea, not Gulf of
Ghana? Oh yeah.
Or Gulf of Ghana? It means the place was originally called Guinea.
Okay.
You see, when sometimes I speak about history, I don't know whether it's because of enviness or people argue and you see, but I just take my time to explain my history to the understanding of even a child who is about 10 years old. You understand? Because if you are teaching people, you don't need big English that will confuse the people. You have to come lower. In actual fact, I'm not that higher level scholar that will be using big English. So I always want to use the small ones that I know.
For everybody to understand.
So, yes, everybody to understand. So this is how the Guans came about. They are in different tribes.
Now let's get back to the war that happened during around the Middle East. What type of war is that? Can we trace it down in a biblical concept? Can we trace it in a Bible, or is just a normal history, something that happened in the Middle East?
In actual fact, In the ancient time, there were wars. Why were they why was there wars? Wars to claim land. Everybody was trying to fight and claim a land. So that was what brought the war, and that was what brought the gods behind the people. Because if you want to go to war, you must get prepared physically and spiritually. So to get prepared spiritually, you must get a god who will direct you, who will back you, so that you win wars. So all these things came about that people were trying to possess magical powers that can make them conquer their enemies and possess their land. You understand? So that is how the whole thing started.
So when during this war, which other tribes that were present before the Guans were the people who
in actual
ran away first?
In actual fact, talking about the nation of Israel, these Guans were also there. The other tribes were there. But you see, in those days, powers were in the hands of the Levites.
We know that the Guans are living in the northern Volta. That's what first I know. If not to that, I don't know that the people, the Latte people and the Num people are also part of.
They are all part of the
Guans.
Yes, they are all part of the Guans. It is simply because you are a Voltarian and you know that the northern part belongs to the Guans. That is why you know only them.
Only them.
Yes, but when you go to Gonjes are Guans, the Gombes are Guans. All of them are Guans because all of them ran away. First, they are the first people to land on this Guinea land. You see, so we call them Guans. It's simply tree ran away.
Ran away.
Yes, ran away guys. You see,
they ran away. They left the battle behind.
They left the battle behind, and the most important thing is that the stronger remained long distance before they left, which is the Ewes and the Gans. You see, they remained long because they were able to absorb the pressure that was upon them that the other people couldn't absorb, so they ran away first. Until AD 70, the strength of the enemy was too much for them. And in fact, when you go to the history, you know that the AD 70 war was a much, much brutal war. That people died on the Red Sea, just like you are putting a poison in water and the fishes are
floating on the
sea. You see, that was how, according to the history, that was how people were dying. So you can see the intensification of that battle.
So they also have to run away.
Yes, they also have to pick a race.
Now let's look at this. If according to this history, or even according to the Guan, they are saying they are the first people to land on this present-day Ghana.
Yeah.
Then when you look at the Akan word, they say Akan. They also get their meaning that they are the first people to land here.
No. If any Akan says so, he's a liar.
But that's how they explain the meaning of Akan.
No. The meaning of Akan has its different source of that word from what we are talking now. You see, everybody knows, every historian knows that when we talk in natural fact, when we talk of Akan, there are other people who are part of Akan who doesn't speak Twi.
Okay.
Yes, like the people at Ebriu, Edukrom and others. They speak different dialects, but they are considered as Akan. It's the same thing as the Zima people. They are also considered as Akan, even though their dialect is somehow different from the Twi. So when we talk of Akan, Akan is not specifically only Twi-speaking ones. There are Guans who speak Okri language and other languages differently that are also considered as Akans. Yes, because historically, the Twi Akans derive from the Guan Akans. You see, yes, the Twi came out of the Guans Akans. You see, the Guans. What I mean is that the Guans Akans, like the Chiripon people. When we were in Mesopotamia, it was then that the language of Twi started coming out of the Guan language.
Okay.
You see, so we are all the same people. When you check history, you see that the white man has written Aramean. Aramean means a Guan means a person who speaks Aramaic.
Okay.
And the Aramaic language is what we call here in trees that Okre. The dialect that these people speak, Okre. You see, that is what the white man called Aramaic. And this was the original language of the man we call Abraham.
Okay.
You see, so I've explained this several times, but for the sake of other people, I have to continue explaining.
And me.
And you, yes. You see, the word Hebrew itself was a name of a king. And this morning, fortunately for me, I was reading a book that was telling Abraham that some of his ancestors are in Damascus. And he says, yes, he knows that some of his ancestors are in Damascus. And it was true. Because the man who bear the name Hebrew, he was a king in that area of Assyria, which capital city is now Damascus or what. So that man ruled as a king for 28 good years, and his name is Nana Hebrew.
Okay.
So the Hebrew was spelled Ye first. You see, then the white man added the letter H to the E to become Hebrew. You see, so that is how the name Hebrew came about. It was originally Hebrew. And even as at now that I'm speaking to you, when you go to the mountains, Equapian Mountains, you still have a town that bears that name, Hebrew. You see, they still bear the man's name there. You see, that is the most important thing that Ghanaians have. They always keep the names of their ancestors. So that one also helps researchers to know things more. You understand?
It even serves as a fact to what they might be saying.
Oh yes, oh yes. So Abraham's root, some of them were in Damascus, and some of them were in Mesopotamia. But Abraham himself lived in Mesopotamia as a child, and grew up there before he left that place.
Okay.
You see, so the concept of all what, and then let me come to the word Akan that people are attributing it to the first people to learn. No.
Because that's how they explain. They say Akan for that means
okay, Akan before. Akan before. They should explain why that name came. It is not that they landed on this Guinea land first. You see, the whole thing is that these people were the people who spread the story about creation and God most. They are the ones who, you see, because the Levites were not moving out. The Ewes were not moving, and the Guans were not moving out to spread anything concerning creation and God. Their own is divineness. They always sit down and conjoin and do things to see what is about to happen, and then how to combat the evil that is coming, all these duties. So they never have permission to go out and evangelize. So it was the Akans who evangelized most about creation and God. That is why when you go to India, you will see an Akan name in the Hindu legend story. You see, the other day I was watching a video that somebody sent to me. It was made by an Indian who was trying to explain the Akan concept of creation.
Okay.
And he says that tallies with the Hindu concept of creation. I say, yes, it will tally in the sense that we gave it to you.
To you, okay. They learn everything from us.
They learn everything from us. When you go to Mesopotamia, Babylon, you will see that all creation story started going out from that place. You see, there is a book that these people have given me that is also helping me a lot. I always say, man can't search for God. Okay. From the Jehovah's Witness. All these things are inside.
That book.
You see, I've been mentioning it several times. It's just because I want people to go and get that book so that they can also go through. Even that book talks about Abraham's real name that I always tell people that it is Bram, not Abraham. It's in that book. It's in that book. It's also in that book. You see, then he made mention that the person that built the ship when there was a flood was not really Noah, it was Menu. Yes, because that record was 3000 BC, 3500 BC. That means that record was before Christianity. And so we take that record as the most authentic than what the Christians brought. You see, because the story started with some people. Like I've always said that the creation story, according to what I was told and what I have said to come out to know is true. We all know that people were speaking one dialect.
Yeah.
From the beginning. But who can tell us what dialect it was?
Yeah.
History plays important role in human's life. If you don't go back to history, you can never know who you yourself you are. And you can never understand yourself. So history, I wish everybody will study history to make the person great.
Oh. Equiapim TV. Bepauso. Hein.